Starting.
So I'm Dustin, and there's something I wanted to describe to you, something that I really like to do. I love playing tabletop games, and the biggest thing that comes up with people is how do I make a character? How do I do this? So I'm going to break this down. It's pretty easy. Just some stats, a race, a class, and a background. So first off is race. What do you want to be? Do you want to be something that's common? You know, your dwarves, your human, your elves, your standard fantasy creatures. You want to go a little bit uncommon. Halfling, tieflings, Aasimar, things that, aren't all human, but are kind of there. Or, something that's super rare. Genasi, Warforged, robot people, and it's always fun to make Transformers references. Or just people who are shifters, people who shift into beasts and whatnot. You decide, you pick what works for you. There is no right, there is no wrong answer. It's whatever you feel. Next is your D6. You take 4 of your standard D6, the dice you get from Monopoly or whatever other board game you can scrounge up. Roll 4, subtract the smallest one. These are your stats. You're going to roll 6. You're going to go ahead and roll 1 for each stat. Your strength, dexterity, constitution, intelligence, wisdom, and charisma. It's a lot of words. It's a big mouthful. I'm going to give you a tomato analogy to help out. Strength, your ability to crush a tomato. Dexterity, your ability to throw it. Constitution, your ability to eat a bad tomato. Intelligence, knowing that a tomato is a fruit. Wisdom, knowing that it does not belong in a fruit salad. Charisma, your ability to sell a tomato. If you have all this, you have the base of your character. But what is your character going to do? So, we're going to pick up a class. And really it comes down to 3 things. Do you want to be martial? Nothing but fighting? Do you want to be a spellcaster? Or do you want to be a little bit of column A and all of column B? So with that, you have a few choices. For your fighters, you have your barbarians, think Conan the Destroyer. Your fighters, your average town guard, your cop, your Aragorn, really. Or my favorite, monks. Any kung fu movie you've ever seen, that's what you can be. You can run on walls, and a dragon shows up and you punch it with your fist. Then you have your magic class, your wizards. Difference between a wizard and a sorcerer is a wizard is based on book magic. So even though Harry Potter went to the school of witchcraft and wizardry, he only cast 1 spell, so he would actually be a sorcerer. A wizard would be the dude who knows 100 spells. You have your druids, your nature clerics. They go around, their stuff comes from there. Your clerics, divinity. Religion is a thing in these games. Whether it be good, bad, in the middle, doesn't matter. That's where these people get their spells and abilities. And last would be my best of both. When you can't decide, it's play a paladin. You can fight, and you have a holy pact, a ranger. You know the wilderness, you know how to hunt, you know how to do everything, that's what you do. Warlock. So you wanted to make a pact, but you couldn't find a god that worked for you, so you found an old one like Cthulhu, and you're like, hey, I'll be your buddy if you give me powers. Or lastly, just play a rogue. Now, if all that's too much, and you're like, I have no idea what I want to play, play a bard and do everything. You'll be good at everything, great at nothing. Lastly, and my favorite part is background. What you're playing is a character. And my first big recommendation, and I'll state this multiple times, put part of yourself in this character. That's how you make it work. That's how you make it grow. Don't treat it as something foreign. Own part of it. See, I won. That was a great answer. Biggest things with Origin, how did you get your powers? Where does your character come from? Does your character have any family? Not everything needs to be broody and tragic. Sometimes you just went looking for a good time. Do you have any family? Is your family alive, dead? What are they? Are you rich? Are you nobles? Are you poor? All these things matter. But all of this leads up to the point where you have a character created. So let's keep in mind that though you may have fought a few times and scuffled with the town guard, you have not beat Xanathar the Destroyer and conquered, the 9 kingdoms just to come here and start at level 1. It doesn't work like that. There's a limit to what you can have in the backstory. But another thing that's important to know is flaws are just as important as strength. No one in this room is perfect. No great character is perfect. Otherwise, we would watch nothing but Arnold Schwarzenegger and Commando, and that would be it. You have flaws, they're important. They define what your character are, and your successes are great, but your failures are what everyone's going to remember. See? Still winning. So lastly, you guys have all your basics. You know what you need to do to have this character. You're 6 dice rolls away from rolling something up and running with it. You're ready for what's called a session 0, where you get to introduce your character into the Game Master's world, where you fit in, what affiliations you have, and whatnot, before the adventure starts. You may not succeed, but remember, you're more than welcome to try. And as you get frustrated and watch as you yell at a piece of dice for coming up with the wrong number, we've all done it, we're all humble. Remember, you're here to have fun. So enjoy the success as much as you remember the failure. That's it.